All right, Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Halal Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, Bahashim Kakadash. All right, so this is a quick news watch. CNBC news article speaking about Argentina, which that's a tribe of Israel. Those people down there, those indigenous people, they go back to the Mayans and those different Indians, indigenous tribes down there in South America. All right, so the ones amongst them that don't descend from the Spaniards, which conquered them, all right, they're Israelites, all right, and they're catching hell down there. It's a lot of uncertainty down there. Now, one scripture comes to mind when I'm looking at this article. Argentina's central bank hikes rate to 60% as the currency collapses. So you have a collapsing currency, and this is like a plague going. You've seen that in Venezuela. Venezuela's currency is debased. All right, so down there in Venezuela, you had people with affluent jobs in the early 2000s. Now these people are suffering and they're trying to get out of that country. And you got other countries surrounding them like Colombia and Brazil. Basically, they're tightening up their border security because they don't want an influx of Venezuelans coming in, all right, which is going to be a drain on their economy. And you see what's going on in Argentina. So these things are going on, all right. Currency collapses. We're in a time where the Lord said the keepers of the house shall tremble, and they are trembling. As you can see in this article, it says investors are increasingly concerned. All right, these investors, all right, when you look up the word keeper, in I think it's Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, it's that word right there is shamar, which means to keep guard, observe, give heed. All right, to keep, have charge of. So these different politicians, these investors, all right, that have charge over the economy in these different countries, they're trembling. All right, situation is getting out of hand. Pretty soon, people are going to take to the streets, and it's going to be civil unrest everywhere in the world. All right, it says and this is the third largest economy in South America, which is Argentina. It says investors are increasingly concerned Latin America's third largest economy could soon default as it struggles to repay heavy government borrowing. So these governments are borrowing money, which this is all set up by Esau. These governments are borrowing money from the IMF and the World Bank, and guess what? They can't pay their debts. So guess what the IMF does, aka another way to know what the IMF is, who the IMF is Esau, man. All right, so what the IMF does is they come in and start, what you can't pay us, let's start privatizing, all right, some of your industries. All right, one thing that comes to mind is water. All right, you come in, like this is one thing that Esau does, and they try to do it here. All right, but they come in and they privatize water. So meaning the people that once got water for a certain price, it might have been a low price because it was controlled by the government. All right. And water is a substance for life, okay? But what they do is they come in and they privatize the water. So you might have been paying, let's say, for example, $20 a month for your water bill because it was subsidized by the government, meaning the government took control over it. Now, a private company, which is controlled by Esau, comes in, all right? And what they do is they privatize the water, and guess what? They jack up the prices. Now, they're going to come into these countries, and guess what? Your people got to get chipped. And that's how this thing is going to go down, man. And I'm just speaking through the spirit, man. As these countries become into debt, as they go into debt, and they can't pay their debts, and they don't have anything to offer, guess what? The people become their debt. They become a part of their labor becomes a part of the IMF or part of Esau. It's the second bullet. It says the peso is down more than 45% against the greenback this year, exacerbating pre-existing fears over the country's weakened economy and inflation running at 25.4% this year. I know these tumultuous situations generate anxiety among many of you. All right, and Let's look up the word anxiety. I'm gonna take a look at anxiety. Um, because this is the stress of the average working citizen not knowing his future. All right, and this is what's taking place in this society. Now, when you Google anxiety, all types of uh, uh, AIDS symptoms and stuff pop up. I just want to know the definition of the word. You know, I just want to get into the word anxiety because that's what's going to come throughout the world. Anxiety, fear, death, destruction. All right, anxiety, Latin, anxiety. It says anxietatum, anguish, anxiety, solicitude, uneasy, trouble in mind. Scriptures say, give me any plague but the plague of the mind. As a matter of fact, let's get it. Now, anxiety, uneasy, troubled in mind. All right, and that's what this is going to bring. All right, with these economies collapsing, their currencies collapsing. All right. All right, Shalakia, bear with me. Give me any plague but the plague of the mind, I believe. Any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. All right, and let's go back to the article real quick while I'm looking that up. All right, so it says the peso is down more than 45%. We read that. I know these are tumultuous times. Situations generate anxiety among many of you. I understand this, and I want you to know I am making all decisions necessary to protect you. Marcy said. Argentina is struggling to cope with yet another financial crisis. Investors are increasingly concerned Latin America's third largest economy could soon default as it struggles to repay heavy government borrowing. This comes after Argentina government unexpectedly asked for the early release of a $50 billion loan from the International Monetary Fund on Wednesday. $50 billion. All right, and that's what the citizens, which the average citizens, you Israelites down there, you didn't ask for. You didn't ask for what's going on, but you're not in control, and that money is pledged with your labors. All right, the Argentina peso crashed to record lows on the news. It saw steep losses in the previous session and collapsed another 15% to 39 pesos against the U.S. dollar on Thursday morning. So if you got money up here in America right now with the uncertainty down there, you can go and buy up a lot of stuff, man. You can buy up a lot of stuff. But hey, it's the question is if you're gonna keep it. All right, that's what, and that's in the scriptures. The scriptures say, "Let not the buyer basically rejoice over, what he's buying." You know. It says on Thursday, the central bank said it was increasing the amount of reserves that banks had to hold in a bid to tighten up fiscal policy and shore up the currency. It hiked rates by 15 percentage points to 60% from 45% and promised not to lower them at least until December. So you could look at this as going to be an example of when all hell start to break loose in America. All right, the banks, They're going to be tightening up money. They're going to be holding money in. All right, you're going to be able to get. You're going to be able to only get limited withdrawals from your banks, and that's what's going to come to America. All right, because they're going to be looking for all types of ways to slow down the collapse of the currency. All right, and it's gonna basically mess up the lives of the citizens in Argentina, and you're gonna see these things in America. Okay, now let me go to let's go to back to the blue letter. Let me see something. It's lucky. I'm just looking for a scripture. Um, Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 12:1 says, "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble." Keepers of the house, your modern day keepers of the house, are your people that control the economy of the country, that watch. All right. In the day of the house, when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves. The keepers of the house shall tremble. The word is Zawah. It says to tremble, quiver, quake, be in terror. Now they're gonna have anxiety. All right, troubled mind, uneasy. All right, the day that keepers of the house shall tremble. All right, the word for keeper, shamar, watch. So a watcher. All right, they're going to be in anxiety because they're not going to know. They're going to be troubled in mind. They're going to be uneasy. All right, that's what's coming. All right, and right now you're seeing a glimpse of it. As a matter of fact, let's play this video real quick. They're going to be in fear.
New Olay foaming whip body wash.
You know what? I'm not going to do that. Esau is always trying to make money with these advertisements. But with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh by Shim Yahushua by Shim Kakodash, double honesty, apostles and elders, a great millstone. Salutations to you brothers that's pushing the word in sincerity and truth. Shalom.